We naturally focus our spiritual energy on the nights of Ramadan, but there is a short 10-day window in the Islamic calendar that carries greater weight and reward than any other 10-day stretch in the year. While the entire world builds massive anticipation for a season of fasting, this period arrives quietly. The mosques aren't packed all night, and the daily routines of most people barely shift. Recognizing the weight of these 10 days changes the nature of your effort. Simply acknowledging the calendar date shifts an ordinary week into a concentrated period of high-reward devotion. The Prophet Muhammad stated that there are no days in the year where righteous deeds are more beloved to Allah than these 10. They carry a rank superior to even the daylight hours of Ramadan's final 10 days. We see their status confirmed by a divine oath. In the Qur'an, Allah says, "By the dawn and by the 10 nights," highlighting these specific dates as sacred time. This specific block of time is physically anchored to the ancient rites of Hajj. For thousands of years, believers have converged on the sacred house to fulfill a duty that dates back to the very foundations of monotheism. Yet Allah structured this season so that its rewards aren't restricted to the pilgrims in Mecca. Whether you are traveling the globe or sitting in your living room, these gates of mercy remain open to you. To extract the value from these days, you start with the body. Fasting through the first 8 days and giving daily charity sets an immediate physical baseline for worship. Then you fill the air with remembrance. The hallmark of Dhul Hijjah is the constant, audible recitation of the takbir, declaring the greatness of Allah. Companions of the Prophet would walk through marketplaces reciting it loudly to prompt the whole community to join in. If you are planning to offer an animal sacrifice later in the month, there is a specific physical pause you take. From the very first day, you stop cutting your hair and trimming your nails until your sacrifice is complete. Look at the pilgrims in their white garments, physically pushing themselves up the rocky steps. That intense exertion mirrors the concentrated effort required from every family trying to secure these blessings at home. None of these actions are isolated rituals. The fasting, the charity, and the constant takbir are cumulative steps, actively preparing your heart for the heaviest and most merciful day of the year. That peak is the 9th of Dhul Hijjah, the day of Arafah. This is the anniversary of the day Allah perfected the religion of Islam, defined by millions gathering to stand in total humility before sunset. If you aren't on the mountain, your primary tool is fasting. The Prophet clarified that fasting on the day of Arafah removes the sins of both the previous year and the coming year. To capitalize on this, disconnect. Set aside your phone, your work, and your usual distractions for the afternoon. Use those hours to isolate yourself and engage in intense, deeply personal supplication. Arafah provides the chance for a total spiritual reset, where fasting a single day removes 2 full years of sins and opens the door for answered prayers. After the spiritual intensity of Arafah, the tension breaks into the joy of the 10th day, Eid al-Adha. We celebrate by honoring the ancient legacy of the Prophet Ibrahim and his willingness to give up what he loved most. That is the purpose of Qurbani, the animal sacrifice. It is a physical demonstration of a believer's complete, unquestioning submission to whatever Allah commands, even when it demands a difficult sacrifice. The provision from that sacrifice is divided and distributed. You eat from it yourself, you gift it to your neighbors, and you ensure the poorest in your community have high-quality food for their own celebration. This celebration centers on a heart that has prioritized the pleasure of Allah over its own earthly desires, and the worship continues when Eid day ends. The 11th, 12th, and 13th of Dhul Hijjah are the Days of Tashreeq. The Prophet described them specifically as days dedicated to eating, drinking, and remembering Allah. The most distinct action right now is reciting the takbir aloud immediately after every single obligatory prayer, letting the greatness of Allah echo through the mosques and homes for 3 straight days. While you maintain this rhythm at home, the pilgrims remain stationed in the sprawling tent city of Mina, continuing their own rigorous rites of devotion and remembrance. This short sequence of days is incredibly fleeting. Allah placed this season at the very end of the Islamic year to give us one final massive opportunity to make up for 12 months of shortcomings. Starting these days with intention allows Allah's mercy to settle into your life, creating a standard of spiritual clarity that remains long after the season ends.